There was a European country that recently, or maybe it's not European, maybe it's a company here in the U.S. that's fighting for the right to choose to die. They built a bed that takes 10 seconds. It's basically like falling asleep. It's a suicide bed. And it's for those people that have, like, you know, what are they called? The illnesses that take you out.
Terminal illnesses?
Yeah, terminal illnesses.
Like your cancer-ridden
so
patients.
essentially, once you've got all your affairs in order and you're ready to go, you just get in it, hit a button, and it's like you're falling asleep and you're dead.
Basically, just like legalizing assisted suicide.
Yeah. And I don't understand why that's not a thing. Like,
I don't either, honestly. I mean,
death
like,
is an option in life.
Oregon, I believe, has a law that protects assisted suicide, like that it's actually illegal to do so there.
I mean, especially in the case of somebody who is terminally ill.
Right.
Like
a Terry Schiavo.
Yeah.
You know,
for example, if my organs are shutting down.
But it is people probably choosing death, though, like not Terry Schiavo level, because that would be different, right? These are people.
Right. No,
who
yeah,
are
that would totally
saying,
be different because she was in a vegetative state. She couldn't have picked that decision.
right.
Yeah.
Somebody who is cognitively aware choosing this is, I want to die.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, that's a subject I wouldn't mind touching on another time. Like, especially, like, I feel like there was something that happened in Oregon years ago, like maybe 6-7 years ago, that really pushed that issue in the United States. And then it just seemed like, at least coverage-wise, it just kind of died away.
I feel like one of the European countries actually have a law that allow it, right?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure there's several countries that have some sort of assisted
Because I feel
suicide
like
laws.
it's the 21st century. We understand enough of life that if someone doesn't want to participate no more, that should be their option.
Yeah.
It's I understand that completely. We're on the brink of World War already again.
Maybe it's a pessimistic point of view for me to come from, but I'm like, well, you didn't choose to be born in this world, but you should have the option if you want to opt out.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that if you make it easy or comforting,
Too many people would do it.
maybe more people would do it.
I mean,
what is that?
It would only help the planet.
What, just like remove? Are you saying like remove
Damn,
the
Joe,
stigma?
you're so cold and calculated.
No, I'm a realist, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Look at the abject reality. It would only fucking help the planet.
I'm too empathetic. I mean, but how do you know that? Like,
because there would be fewer of us using
Population?
resources and contributing to fucking destruction.
but how many? Like, it would be an American society.
It
who
would not
probably
be that
adopt
many
this,
people.
right?
Okay, look.
Like, America, honestly, is not necessarily
The most populated. No,
yeah.
I think realistically, it wouldn't change.
it wouldn't change much.
I don't.
No.
I think the numbers and deaths wouldn't change even if it was legal all across the boards. I really don't, because the same amount of people that were going to kill themselves, guess what?
They're gonna
they don't
do it
need
regardless.
If a person's really going to kill themselves, you think they give a fuck? If it's going to break a law, I'm trying to die.
Right.
Look, at least if you had a booth like that, you could set it up in a way that there's someone of a psychiatrist, someone like that is there to first talk to you about the situation.
Yeah, I mean, like there should be
to
like
reason
steps.
with you before you actually go into it.
Right.
But then, if you don't want to per se lie to them and get them out of the situation, if they have made up their mind, that's what they want to do, fine. Just go with it. Be like, all right, let's go. But you have to, we have to reconcile some things. You have to get some stuff in order before you can actually initiate this. You have to call the people that you're leaving behind and let them know that you're doing it.
Deal with the guilt.
Deal
Face
with it.
face the guilt
Face
beforehand.
what you're going to do before you do it.
And you know how much that would prevent on its own anyway?
A lot.
Honestly, in a sense, if you had assisted...
If you forced it to where people had to open up about what the fuck they were going through before they killed themselves, they probably wouldn't kill themselves.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like it
It's
could
a rough
almost
way
be
to look at it.
utilized as like a different type of intervention.
Yeah.
It's last minute intervention in a medical guise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's in a
And then
if
if
it's
they
done
still
in a
go through
medical
with
type
it, that's-
facility,
That would take a special person to do that job, man.
you'd have to want to do that job.
Definitely, which would probably be great.
Or
for
you
the
have went
clients.
there and had that situation and you pulled yourself out of it. You realized that it wasn't actually something you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then maybe
I'm
you
sorry, my beard took a drink of soda
well, at least you're sharing with it, man.
and my cock. It
But-
also
Saving it for
took
later.
a sip.
To be fair, I have argued in the past that, like, if drugs, even if all drugs went legal, like most people probably still wouldn't do
Yeah.
meth just because it's legal, you know. Like,
So I think a lot of people, you got to weigh your fucking, your options.
like
there.
nobody's just gonna
So-
jump ship and commit suicide that way who wasn't probably.
my
Oh my god.
Sorry.
That Oblivion NPC
Holy
tried
shit.
to sneak up on us, dude.
did. But yeah, like, so just to kind of wrap up, I really think assisted suicide in a way that had a last minute prevention. And I understand that it would be traumatic for a lot of people to have to do that, to be forced to open up to people that you probably don't want to open up to.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's the last fucking option you have. You do it, or you don't climb in the fucking machine. You go down the street and jump off the bridge, and we sweep you off the sidewalk. It's either you take the easy way out, or you're going to be in pain.
Get the Zamboni.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I don't know why they
makes
need
sense.
They need a Zamboni. I guess they're
But
gonna
I-
flatten you.
You don't just get to walk up into like a fucking suicide booth. We're not gonna do this
Right.
like recklessly. It's not gonna be suicide booths popping
mean
up
you don't
in New
want-
York City. Just walk in and a fucking
You don't want big businessmen like capitalizing on like fucking suicide booths.
just make.
We'd have fucking suicide haunted houses.
Oh my God, we
But that'd
would.
be awesome.
You know, like
dude.
saw
The
traps
it
for
would
real.
literally
Holy
be
shit.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
House of 1,000 Corpses or Saw 2 where they're all locked in the house and
Oh my God.
have different. I'm telling you, dude.
You go through like a part of the room.
it's suicide. It's fun suicide.
Yeah, you go
Take
through
a
like
chance.
A room,
It's fun side.
You go through a room that's completely dark. And guns are hanging everywhere, but they've all had the trigger safety removed. So it's just the trigger loose, and you go through there with like a group, and it's like you're in the dark. It's just boom,
They're
boom.
all, and you have guns hanging from the ceiling that are swinging on those, like by the trigger, by
that's
little
messy.
fucking
Oh,
fishing
fuck.
wires.
That's so messy.
I mean, it's
It is
fun.
messy,
it's
but
fun.
it's
for
part of the
children.
obstacles. I mean, it's part of the obstacles, man. You got fucking bodies on the floor. You got to fucking step over and guns to
Well,
dodge.
I mean, if we're going to go this route, we might as well just open up the gladiatorial games and just like
Fuck
let
yeah.
prisoners fight
now
for their
that's
freedom.
murder. That's a,
Prisoners fight for their freedom. Now that added a big chunk to it. Fucking neglect.
What is this, the
abuse
Condemned?
the prisoners. Damn,
this
man.
sounds like the Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We already neglect the prisoners. I mean, we keep them
mean,
locked in cages
fuck
with
yeah,
no social interaction.
What? Oh yes. Oh wait a
So-
minute. You just said you were. Are you advocating to let them fight for freedom, even if they
Yeah,
did
let
something
them-
heinous?
Let them fight in the gladiatorial games.
God
If they earn
damn.
their freedom, they earn their freedom.
Why not let
Talk
the
about
suicidal
pay per view buys though, man.
Yeah, fuck UFC
shit.
and WWE.
Blow that
Bring
shit
on the,
out the water.
the gladiatorial game.
Fuck yeah.
Why not let the suicidal people that are in those big ass saw houses or saw trap houses give them a beacon of hope, man? Be like, look, man, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to get to kill yourself like you want to, or if you make it through this,
You get to be a total badass.
total badass, and you get $10 million, bro.
Oh shit! And
Give-
your life
entice
has
them.
changed, and you get to see. It's,
You get a
it's-
whole new life, man. If this is really what you want to do, see, we're making suicide fun. It's
Hey, man.
tempting. It's gambling. We can put it on TV,
Sound like Squid
Steve
Games
Harvey
now.
could be our host.
huh?
Steve
my
Harvey
God.
could
Okay,
be
it's
our
got to be
host,
Steve
dude.
Harvey.
Yeah,
It's got to be Steve
dude.
Harvey.
Oh my lord.
We could have
Wholesome. He's wholesome. He's funny.
What's that one dude that Ryan Seacrest? He could be there doing
No,
something. He's
no.
doing something, guys.
He's-
Fuck.
so-
Come
He's,
on
he's
now.
interviewing the
Dr. Drew.
suicidees before they go
Right.
out into the event.
Because think about this, guys. These people are emotional. Their life was on edge when they win that belt. When they get that belt put around them, boy, and that $10 million big fat check, like literally big fat physical check, like it takes two people to carry it and hand it to them.
Like
They're
the
crying.
lottery.
That's the money making right
This
there.
seems like the premise of
the
Twisted.
more tears, the more views, the more drama. We love it.
Elia Martel. I killed her children. Then I raped her.
Sorry, Jimothy.
No, you're fine. I was going to say, it seems like the premise of Twisted Metal Black, just remove money from the equation.
Yeah.
Like you just take a bunch of sad fucking people in an asylum and give them death cars
God.
so they can kill each other so one can get one wish. Instead of money, they're just getting one wish, which most likely the wish is fucked up anyway and isn't going to be what they wanted. It's just going to be some fucking like alternate dimension version of the wish that they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and in a way, it kind of sounds like Squid Games too, because you're offering them money and
What
freedom.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
I'm gonna
really
be
know
old
much.
man screaming at the clouds for a second. But what is Squid Game?
Yeah, right. That's probably.
I've
you were
heard that
saying
a lot, but I don't know what Squid
Oh
Game
my
is.
God,
Me
guys!
either.
You did not jump on the bandwagon.
No.
I don't know what bandwagons are.
I do know of Squid Game, but I never
Okay,
watched
so-
it. I mean,
Essentially, it's a
Oh,
story.
it's a movie?
Yeah, well, it's a show on Netflix.
Name
Okay.
had me confused. I thought it was a video game.
see, I thought it was a movie for the longest time, and then I realized it was a show when I actually clicked on
Yeah,
it.
it's a show.
I mean, so what happens?
So essentially, it's a
Is it kind of like a Bang Pow Boom Insane Clown Posse
No.
theme? Like they invite a bunch of people out into this
No,
place
man.
with promises of prizes and then just kill them
So,
off slowly.
There's this secret organization, okay, that picks the worst of society. Gamblers, people that are down on their luck.
Gamblers.
Well,
Like
I say
gamblers.
gamblers because in Korea, there's the guy that we're following because this takes place in Korea.
Just butchering fuckers that are getting
I think it's
scratch
Korea.
offs out of the vending machines.
But the dude, he's lost so much money that he could never dig himself out of the hole he's in. So they choose him because they know he's going to go for this. If you win the game, you win all the money. And the fewer people that's left, the more money you get. See how it works? So they initially come up to you, play this game where you pick this thing up off the floor. Let's see, you throw it on the floor, and if it flips, he gives you like, I think, $100 bill or whatever, so the equivalent of something like that. If it doesn't flip, he gets to smack you.
and then does it just
Spilled my coffee.
it just elevates from there?
Yeah. So that's kind of how they initiate. Basically, at the end of the game,
Sorry, sir.
Sorry,
he gives you a card, and he's like, call this number. So you call the number, and they're like, hello. They already know who you are because, they did this background check, whatever. You go play this game, there's like 400 and some people in there. And every game in this facility has a different, rule set, basically.
fucking bitch.
God damn it! I knew it was coming. I could tell.
I would have gave that away.
But
Yeah, continue.
one of them's like tug of war, and the way you win is when you pull the rope, obviously,
Yeah.
but you're on two giant platforms. So whichever team loses is falling to their fucking death.
Oh fuck! That's what their plummets sound like.
Yeah.
When they fall off.
Every
There's
So it's
one
like
where there's a-
competition, where you put your life on the line for great reward, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I mean, I'm surprised we haven't did that yet, but I think media is just becoming more and more part of our psyche, and so I don't know. I feel like it might happen someday, but maybe it would be too barbaric. Maybe we're past that point.
We're not that. No.
Even the most terrible countries on earth, though, nobody's doing it, right? Like actual fight to the death combat.
Well, not combat. No,
Like,
they probably
for
should.
TV, for TV.
No, I mean, I don't know about TV. I don't think we're too
for
far from that, though.
entertainment.
No, we're not
Really?
too far. Fuck no. Look at what we watch. We watched fucking stories of gladiators and sword fights and wars and fucking zombies and any chance we get to like fucking
We
let that out.
fantasize
Yeah.
for the bloodlust. We crave the
Where-
day of an uprising so we can have the reckoning.